What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jake and Bake here coming at you with another video commentary. Today we're going to talk about the signing of Shin-Soo Choo to the Texas Rangers. There are some things that I don't particularly like that could be a downfall, but we'll get to those a little bit later in the video. For right now, we're going to focus on the positive. Something that Choo brings to the table that the Rangers leadoff hitter from last season, Ian Kinsler, was lacking in a little bit is his on-base percentage. It is a little bit higher than Ian Kinsler's. Kinsler hovered around the 350 range, which is a little bit low for what your leadoff hitter needs to be at. I like to see a leadoff hitter be closer to the 400s, and Choo had a 423 on-base percentage last year, so that's a definite upgrade. His approach at the plate allows him to have a little bit better OBP. He just takes a lot more pitches. He's more patient. He's more of a contact hitter. Kinsler had this really uppercut type swing that I always complained about. He popped the ball up a lot, and he just didn't have the swing that you look for in a leadoff man. You need somebody who's going to make contact with the ball, really battle and raise that pitch count, and he fell a little bit short in that category in my opinion. Choo also has a slightly better stolen base percentage than Ian Kinsler. I've been very vocal about how I thought Ian Kinsler is a little bit over aggressive on the base pads a lot of the time. He gets picked off a lot, he gets caught stealing a lot, and he just doesn't have a great amount of success at it. He stole 15 bases last year and got caught 11 times. Not a very good percentage there. Choo stole only 20 bases, and he also got caught 11 times. But his stolen base percentage is a little bit higher, and he's also a lot smarter on the base paths than Kinsler. Doesn't get picked off a whole lot. And I like that about him. I like that he's a little bit more cautious on the base paths and picks and chooses his times to go a little bit better than Kinsler. The next thing that he brings to the table that is an upgrade from Kinsler is his power. He hit 21 home runs out of the leadoff spot last season, which led the major leagues. And this obviously isn't one of your primary stats that you look at for a leadoff man, but it's not something that I'm going to complain about. And as long as that upgrade doesn't come with a drop in on-base percentage, I'm completely okay with that. That is more than welcome. Choo is also going to be replacing Nelson Cruz out in the outfield, which is a ginormous upgrade from a defensive standpoint. Nelson Cruz, in my opinion, is one of the worst defensive players in all of baseball. I do not like him in the outfield. I do not know why the Rangers didn't just make him like an Edgar Martinez, where he was just a straight DH all the time. And now let's get into some of the things that I think are a little bit of a downer for Choo. Some of them are probably maybe downers. Others are more stat-based downers that you're really going to see on paper. Choo really struggles against left-handed pitching. And it's not uncommon for lefties to struggle against left-handed pitching or righties to struggle against right-handed pitching. But his drop-off from his career average versus righties and his career average versus lefties is much more drastic than the average player. His career average versus lefties is only 343 as opposed to a 309 batting average against right-handed pitching. Now, given Ron Washington's managerial style, this would lead some to believe that he may try a David Murphy type role. He liked to play David Murphy against right-handed pitching a lot because Murphy struggled against lefties just like Choo struggles against lefties. But I don't think that Choo's contract will allow Washington to sort of put him into that David Murphy type role. He could do it, but I don't see it happening. If he does, I see it as an opportunity for Michael Choice to maybe get in some at-bats, get some experience. They're trying to really develop him. He has a really high upside. Another thing that the Kinsler leaving kind of leaves a leadership void in the locker room. He was one of the more veteran guys, had been with the Rangers, his entire career. And since Michael Young left, Kinsler's really become the outspoken leader in that locker room. I don't know how much this will affect the team because you still do have some good veteran guys like Adrian Beltre in the locker room who can step up and fill that leadership void if there even is one. Like I said, I'm not in the locker room, so I don't know if there is. And you have Andrews, who is still young as far as his age goes, but he has been with the Rangers for a few years now. He's been to 2 World Series, so he does have that veteran-type experience. So maybe he's another guy that steps up in the locker room and really tries to take on more of a leadership role. The Choo signing does give the Rangers an extremely balanced lineup all the way from top to bottom. Choo gives them a little bit more pop. He gets on base a lot. You got Beltre and now Prince Fielder and Moreland and Rios that are all have definite home run threat and are very good from a power standpoint. And then you also have a lot of speed in the lineup. You got Elvis Andrews, Jurickson Profar, Leonis Martin. So the Rangers have developed a much more balanced lineup than previous years. They've always been building and always have been known for having such a high-octane offense. And none of that has really gone away. That's still going to be their primary strength. Their pitching has gotten leaps and bounds better over the last few seasons. And I really like the pitching staff going into the year, especially with Yu Darvish being the definitive ace for the team now. And he had a phenomenal year last year, arguably the Cy Young winner. Ended up finished second to Max Scherzer, understandably. But the Rangers have a lot of people coming back from injuries. Matt Harrison, Colby Lewis, so you're getting some starters back. Neftali Feliz is going to be back next year, so maybe he starts to take the closer role since Joe Nathan left. Or maybe he becomes a setup man and Tanner Scheppers moves into the closer role. He did a phenomenal job last year as the setup man for Joe Nathan. Real power arm with a good off-speed stuff. So that will definitely be interesting to see. Well, that's just going to about do it for this video, guys. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about the signing. If you have any other things that you want to talk about, leave a comment, let me know. I will address them in my next video. And as always, guys, until next time, peace out.